Hello, lovely people of the internet and inside my phone. We are doing some kebabs today. So I've got these meatless kebabs, which hopefully you can see. I don't know, I've got this new light ring. I don't know if the light ring is actually quite good or bad. Oh, I hope you can see the meatless kebab stuff that we're gonna do today. So I'm gonna make my own flatbread. And then I'm gonna make obviously our fake kebab meat, which is quite interesting because I haven't tried this, so this is gonna be really interesting. And then I also gonna make like a walnut and spinach kind of like pesto spread. And alongside this, we're also gonna have like a little bit of a raita, but I didn't get mint, so it's like a dill raita. So yeah, it's gonna be all very flavorsome and interesting. So we are going to do things from scratch. We're gonna do flatbread. If you watched my channel before, this is something I do quite a lot, and it's so easy to make. I make it in a pan. What you need is normal self-raising flour. It can be non-self-raising flour, plain flour. 2 cups of flour, any flour you've got. Obviously, wheat flour works well, whole wheat flour works well. If you have something like rice or gluten-free flour will work well as well. If you have something like rice flour or chickpea flour, you might need to adapt this a little bit, depending on how moist this is going to be. And yes, I'm using the word moist because we're cooking. Then 2 teaspoons of baking powder to make this baby rice. There we go. Actually, I'm just going to put the rest in because there's not much left. I'm going to use sunflower oil, any oil you have. 2 tablespoons of oil of choice. Also make sure, obviously, if you don't want it to taste like coconut or like olive oil, can have quite a strong flavor. So I try to use something like rapeseed oil, vegetable oil, sunflower oil. Really easy to make a bread without it tasting really heavily of something. And then we're gonna use half a cup of water, which we're just gonna chuck in here, and then we combine. So super easy to make, super quick to make as well. I'm gonna start heating up my pan because then we can start throwing this in. And we're not gonna need any oil in the pan either. Make sure you have a pan that is non-stick. So I'm gonna use a spoon, obviously, to roughly combine this here. And then we do what we do best and get our hands involved, because cooking is best when you put your hands in and start kneading and working it. So, and then start kneading it. So yeah, this is a very easy dough recipe for flatbread. 2 cups of flour of your choice. If you want to use whole wheat, that's obviously the thing I would suggest because it's the healthiest. I had normal self-raising flour here at home, so I use that. Just because I want to use it up before I go back into my gluten-free or whole wheat bread. 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon or just a pinch of salt, 2 tablespoons of oil of your choice, and half a cup of water, and you get a lovely little dough. My pan is getting hot, so I'm starting to roll out, and this is where all the muscle work goes in. Into rolling this out, and I'm hot already. Pop this in, the first flatbread. Okay, so, and as you can see, my bread is starting to fluff up a little bit. So I'm just gonna pop it to the other side so it looks lovely, flatbready. And it takes literally just like a few minutes. So it's so easy to make. I'm gonna make a little bit like a pesto, like a spread. So it's like a pesto, Italian pesto style, but it's not really a pesto. So I'm using spinach leaves. I'm just going to fill this with lovely spinach leaves, just like a couple of handfuls. So I'm going to put a handful of walnuts in here, which are great for omega-3. So make sure you always have a few nuts, and walnuts are great for omega-3 because they omega-3 is something that you usually get from fish, and we don't eat fish, so we're gonna eat walnuts instead. Avocado. I'm gonna have an avocado in here as well. Yep. Here we go. Got a bit of avocado in here. What I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna add a couple of garlic cloves. So I'm gonna use small ones because they're gonna be essentially raw. So they're gonna be really flavorful anyway. So they don't need to be. We don't need to have huge ones. I'm gonna press half a lemon, half a lime, which also goes in here. Yeah, I'm not gonna add too much spice because the kebab is already got like a sweet chili sauce around it, and I don't know how spicy this is. So, and I don't know, I don't want to kind of like make it too spicy, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper here. I say a little bit and then quite a bit. A little bit of salt for taste, and then as I said, I've got wonderful kelp powder, which looks like this, and yeah, it smells basically a little bit, not really fishy, but like it smells like the sea, tiny bit. It smells like the sea, but also quite herby, if that makes sense. And last but not least, I'm gonna also add a little bit of cheese. So in traditional Italian cuisine, a pesto would have parmesan. I don't have parmesan, and I had this at home. This is like a plant-based blue cheese from a supermarket called Morrison's. We had that at home for quite a while. It's been open for quite a while, so it needs to be eaten, so, and it goes really well, blue cheese or blue cheese style vegan cheese goes very well with walnuts, so we're gonna have a winner here, I hope. I'm just gonna whisk this for a second. This should do, and it looks lovely. Look at that color, guys. Isn't that fantastically green? So I'm gonna use the same pan, and as you can see, because there was no oil or anything in there, there's no residue, so I can literally reuse the pan that I just made my bread in straight away again. And I'm gonna use this pan now to fry some onions. So I'm gonna chop some onion, fry them, and then I'm gonna make my raita. Let's say raita starts. It's gonna be like a thing between a tzatziki and a raita, which sounds weird, and doesn't have the main ingredients of either in it. But yeah, so it's gonna be like a topping for our kebab breads. So for my raita, I'm gonna use plain soy yogurt, and this is from a brand called Just Free, which is a supermarket owned kind of brand. And the supermarket is called Lidl, which is a German supermarket, but resides also here in the UK. Some salt. That's not doing it. And some pepper, which I'm gonna be really careful with now. From now on. Let's see how often this is gonna happen on a day-to-day basis now to me and Nathaniel. Okay. Salt, pepper. Our wonderful, lovely nutritional yeast, because it's just so healthy. It's got added B12, which is very important to keep healthy as a vegan. But it also has zinc, it's got folic acid, high in fiber, it's got protein. So there's really no reason to not have any nutritional yeast in your food. So I'm gonna add that as well. And then I'm gonna chop up some dill. So I'm just gonna have roughly chopped the dill, and have this in my yogurt pot here as well. So as you can see, I used a pot rather than a bowl now, because why not? So mix this together, and voila! So this is our sauce to top it, to top our... Oh no, I forgot. I also made some onions, which I'm gonna put in here. Here we go. We are at the point. Voila! Voila! Kebabs! We're gonna have some kebabs. So this is what our kebab pieces look like. Oh, they smell very nice. Very gentle flavors, as it seems so far. Come on now. They look cool. I'm gonna pop them right in the pan because the pan is already hot. So while this is bubbling, I'm gonna start dressing our flatbread. So we made a couple of flatbreads earlier. As you can see, they are lovely and soft, so we can easily just pop stuff on it and then roll them and eat them like you would a kebab. They smell really good. The pesto style, walnut, spinach, garlic spread is the first thing I'm gonna add. Couple of spoons. Look at that color. So we're gonna add some of this also on top of our flatbread. Oh, and this looks like a heart. Look at it. Probably. This looks like a heart. How lovely. Okay. So flatbread, pesto style spread, kebab mince, and last but not least, we're gonna add our yogurty sauce on top. Oh my god, this is so good. Here we go. I don't know which one is nicer or looks cooler. This one probably looks a little bit more stylish. But this is what we got. Our flatbreads with kebab meat and with some lovely green spread. So it looks not only healthy, it is healthy. Lovely flatbreads. You get stuff that is vegan, can look amazing, can taste amazing. Hope you can see this. And that will knock your socks off. Yeah, I'm super hungry, so I'm gonna eat now. Thank you very much, everyone, and I see you soon. Bye!